Tell me, do you know what love is? Ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way. So the crazy thing was, we will fight. Into an argument, we get into a disagreement, and we work together. So we'd be at work and she'd just be like, and I'm just like, I can't work with you hounding me. I almost always give in. I'm trying to incorporate that. I don't want to, every word counts. So stop throwing fillers. Leaving me on red, then get all pouty at work. It really is about just remembering everything. And then the best way or coolest way to retell the story. Are you tripping over words that you haven't even said? You asking who's calling, live with nothing more than friends. Just spending every weekend in my bed. They're calling me right back when you literally just left. And for what? And for what? For what? And for what? Leaving me on red, they get pouty at work. Spoiling you with gifts that you don't even deserve. Can let me know you made it home safe. But hit me up to tell me you left your lashes at my place. I don't want to just retell what happened. I'm talking about how it made me feel. Took you to my favorite spot, you told me that you hated. Turning off your phone cause your ex is your location. That shit don't make no sense to anybody with a brain. Says a lot about me cause I'm trying to be with you. And even let me know that you made it home safe. But hit me up to tell me you left your lashes at my place. Took you to my favorite spot, you tell me that you hated. Turning off your phone cause your ex has your location. That shit don't make no sense to anybody with a brain. Like knowing all your passwords to your socials is insane. Says a lot about me cause I let you stick around. Let you cross my boundaries just to see you smile. Hurting me was nothing cause you weren't feeling the same. Can't hit the game cause the player got played. There's a lot of first draft. That's what we're going with right now. But yeah, first track, we're like 40% of the way there. But so far, so good. Don't mind the lying. I just woke up and I had my bonnet on. So yeah, it's 7:18 in the morning. I went to bed at midnight, but whatever. I'm gonna keep the hook for now. Let's feel the vibes. Moving on to the second verse. Tell me how you feel, how you looking like. Tell me, do you know what love is? Do you know what trust is? Ain't no fucking way, ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way. Ain't no way, 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 ain't no way. Tell me why you tripping off what words you haven't even said. Why you asking who's calling it with nothing more than friends? How could you? Alright, so my ex did something to me, and it was like one of the most like impactful things that happened in our relationship. Friday night, came over, we hung out, and she didn't sleep over. She was like, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll bring my stuff. I was like, all right, cool. So she was like, I'll see you tomorrow at work. I was like, all right, cool. I usually went in at 3 or 4. She usually came back around 4 or 5. And I pull up. She's not there. I was like, all right, whatever. She probably comes in at 4 or 5. 4 rolls around. She don't walk in the door. 5 rolls around. She don't walk in the door. And sometimes people in restaurants get scheduled in at 6. I was like, maybe they scheduled her at 6. Nope. So I'm like, where you at? I text her, I'm like, yo, where you at? Because you didn't tell me you weren't coming to work. And she doesn't text me back. Not only did she not text me back, but this was like the first time it had happened where she had basically blocked me. And I didn't realize she had blocked me at the time until like a month later when I realized that on iPhones, when someone blocks you, the messages turn green. So when I saw that first message turn green, I was like, something's going on, but I couldn't figure out what it was. It was a Saturday night. It's the busiest night of the week in a restaurant. And I was like, I have to work. I got to worry about work. So jump back into work, whatever. Check my phone. She still hasn't hit me back up. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then like around 9:30, I get a message and she's like, I'm in Gainesville buying a cat. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm picking up a cat. And I was just like, I guess. I'm like, you could have told me. I was like, we could have gone tomorrow. Could have gone together. I was like, are you coming home tonight or what? Because we had plans. And she was like, yeah, no, I'll be home tonight. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, because now you can. I'm like, where are you? She's like, I'm at a friend's house. I was like, just sleep at your friend's house. Come back. Come through tomorrow. You know, I'd rather you sleep somewhere safe because it's late at night than drive in the middle of the night. She's like, no, it's okay. I'll come through. I was like, all right. So I'll see you after work. Mind you, this was in Orlando. And she said she was in Gainesville. And Gainesville to Orlando, Orlando to Gainesville, it's no more than 2-3 hours. It's not more than 2-3 hours. So I was like, all right. She says she left now. It's like 9:30, 10. I'm like, if anything, she'll probably beat me home. Finish up, I close up, I go home, I shower. She's not pulling up. And I'm like, where you at? And she's like, I'm on my way, I'm on the highway. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, but where though? Because it's a 2-hour drive from Orlando to Gainesville and back, like from one to the other. And you told me you left when you hit me up. And that was 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. I was like, what you doing? She's like, oh, I'm coming. This girl dragged my night till 3:30 in the morning. And I was like, whatever. And then she brought that cat in my house. She put the cat in my room, and then the dog slept outside that night. Which was fine, because usually, sometimes he'd sleep with my sister, sometimes he'd sleep with me, sometimes he'd sleep outside. It was fine. Not outside like outside. I mean outside like in the living room. Cats scratch me. That's what cats do. And yeah, I didn't really ask much about the trip because I was like, what are you doing in Gainesville? I was like, I don't care about cats. But I was like, something ain't adding up, you know? Like my brain told me something ain't adding up. But I was like, whatever. For now, the story will sell. And then a couple of weeks later, she was out of town, and she was like, can you take me to the airport? So I took her to the airport. I kept the car. And, you know, me being the good partner that I am, a little kiss ass, I decided to wash her car. So I washed her car. In the middle of me washing her car, doing this favor for her, I find a receipt. And the receipt says, it was a Bank of America receipt from the ATM. And it was from the date that she went to Gainesville. But the location said Georgia, Gwinnett, Georgia. That's where she was from. That's where she lived when she lived up there. So I was like, there's only one person I know that you know right now in Georgia, in that area, and it's your ex. So what's up? So I held on to that information because I was like, unfortunately, this is gonna serve me later on in life. And sure enough, like a week later, she comes at me with some shit. And I'm just like when you were in Georgia that week. And she was like, what? And I was like, you didn't get your cat in Gainesville. You got your cat in Georgia. I was like, but my question is, why go to Georgia, come back the same day, and then try to sell me on you called out doing all this? Like, why wouldn't you just, like, I'm like, wouldn't it make more sense to just cancel plans with me for those 2 days that we usually see each other, not see each other until we go back to work, and then you'd have the whole weekend, you know, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to go get your cat, and then I wouldn't suspect anything? Like, I'm just saying, like, if you gonna do shady shit, do it right, you know? I'm just like, and then I'm like, maybe it's because she didn't care about me enough on whether or not I found out and whether or not this information hurt me. That makes it worse, you know? But either way, so that story, I want to put it into the second verse. Because that was like one of the first times in my life where I was like, wow, someone can look you in the face, say I care about you, sleep in your bed, and then pull shit like this. I could not understand it. I could not. It's 5 o'clock now and you ain't walking through the door. It's 5 o'clock now and you ain't walking through the door. Picturing the worst, about to run to your door. Tell me you in Gainesville, you about to get a cat. It's 5 o'clock now and you ain't walking through the door. In the middle of the shift, I start picturing the wars. Then you hit me up and tell me you in Gainesville doing what? Giggle like it's nothing, saying you just got a cat. Come home, you ain't there cause you still out on. Come home, you ain't there cause you I come home, you ain't there, cause you still out on the road. Me panic, got me waiting, then you come strolling at 4. Like it's nothing, and I wasn't worried, sick to my stomach. What rhymes with stomach? You ain't there, cause you still out on the road. Got me panic, got me waiting, then you strolling in that 4. Like it's nothing, and I wasn't worried, sick to my stomach. You don't seem to care that you breaking all your promises. Trying to come up with the last 4 bars. For me, in a way, it kind of feels like this song closes a chapter in my life that I've kept open for a really long time. So I want to get it all in here so I can move on, you know. Therapy through music, how about that? You ghost me for a month, I don't see you for the summer. Go back into my life in the middle of October. Talking about you missed me with a hickey on your neck. Took you back for 2 weeks and allowed the disrespect. But I knew that I was done by the time that I was leaving. Packed all my shit, ready for the next season. You call me one night crying, I almost went broke. For a girl that left me broken for a dude and some coke. Yeah, so the end of the story basically is she ghosted me for a month. Turns out she moved back to Georgia with her ex and a whole bunch of people, whatever. She comes back after the summer. The whole summer she spends telling me, oh, I'm coming back, I'm coming back. I had started to put in the steps to move on, you know. I started talking to other people, started going out, all that stuff, whatever. But she pulls up one day, like I get a message in October, and she's like, she sends me her location, she's back home. So I go see her, and she literally has a hickey on her neck. And I was like, why do you have a hickey on your neck? She's like, oh, I talked to this guy yesterday, because he, what was it that she said? What was her story? Oh yeah, she called him up because he was the only guy she remembered that lived nearby that could sell her weed. So he pulled up, and then payment, I guess, I don't know, but I was like, you know what, whatever. But I was like, your timing couldn't have been worse because I'm leaving in 2 weeks. So we played house for 2 weeks, basically. Yeah, it was basically a week. Like I was like, let me take you out on a date, and I took her out on one date. And for the most part, it was just us chilling. It wasn't like it was before. Like she was sleeping over every night. And like we were talking late at night and we were spending every day together. Nah, like I was going to work and she was doing her thing. And then I moved and I was like, are you gonna come see me? Like see me off? She was like, yeah, I'll see you tonight. I was like, all right, cool. And she was like, she said you gotta work at 10:30, right? And up to that point, she would leave, she'd get out of work and then she'd be like, I'm 10 minutes from your house. I'll see you in 10 minutes. And then she'd be at my crib like in 10 minutes. And then on this one particular night, it was the night before I moved, she was like, yeah, I'm coming over. I'm gonna come say bye. I was like, all right, cool. She gets out of work at 10. She calls me at 10. She's like, yeah, I'll be there in a little bit. I was like, all right, cool. She FaceTimes me like around 11:30, midnight. But it's just black. And I'm like, I can't see anything. I can't hear anything. Whatever. She calls me like at 1 in the morning. By this time, like, I had already given up. I was like, I know this girl. She got caught up in something. She doing something. She's not going to come here. Whatever. I was like, I'm not going to deal with this. So I went to bed. She hit me back like at 1 in the morning. It was just whatever. She texts me in the morning. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. She sends me a whole paragraph. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, if you didn't want to come, you didn't have to come. I was like, no one was forcing you to come. You said you wanted to come and say bye. I didn't force you to say bye. You wanted to come say bye, and then you decided to not come say bye. I was like, the conversation you had last night was with yourself, because I was over it. I was like, I'm not feeding into your bullshit anymore. She was like, it's not bullshit. I was like, so then what happened? She was like, yeah, no, last night after work, like, you know how you shoot the shit with your coworkers for a little bit when you're in the parking lot? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, someone sparked up a blunt, so we started passing around the blunt. And then someone was like, I got coke in my car. And I was like, and then you left, right? She was like, no. And then we all did a little coke. And I was like, okay. And she was like, so yeah, so that's what happened. She was like, we were doing coke, and I lost track of time. I was like, all right, cool. Tell me, do you know what trust is? All day, all day, all day, all day. Cause I'm sitting here wondering why. So now I'm just putting the pieces together, and that means I'm done with the first song. So that means I actually have 5 songs down as far as my album goes. The next song, I have to fix this song, put it together, tweak it. So that's the project for this week. Finish this song, and then next week we'll start on our next song. So yeah, that's the project for this week. It's Friday. I'm gonna tweak it around. I'm gonna listen to it and just mix and master. And then next week I'm gonna start on the next song. You wanna see the process of how I make this album of mine? Go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop a comment, tell me what you think of the song so far. Tell me what you think of the story. Do you have an ex that did something as close to what my ex did to me? Let me know.